chill, and that is whispering 100 random facts. Whispering 100 random facts. 100 random facts. Yes, that you heard me correctly. 100, not 10, not 50. 100, 100. The big one, the big 100. I have a list of facts here on my phone. I'm reading it off of a website that I found. And if you want to follow along while I read the facts, I put the link to this exact webpage in the description. So feel free to follow along. So without further ado, all you have to do is first, of course, hit that like button and subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Subscribe. And after you do that, make sure you relax, sit back, get comfortable, and follow along. So, without further ado, let's get right into the facts. The first fact we have here is months that begin on a Sunday will always have a Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th may just be another day to you, but some cultures are very wary of this number for its supposed bad luck. And by the way, I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but this website has the fact and then it has a little summary at the bottom. So I'm going to read the fact and the summary. Disneyland serves 2.8 million churros a year. 2.8 million. That's a lot of fried dough. The churro was introduced to South America in the 1500s during the Spanish Inquisition. Around the same time, the Spanish brought cocoa to Europe, which they thickened with cane sugar to make hot chocolate. Hot chocolate. That probably explains why churros and hot chocolate is still a go-to pairing to this day. Makes sense. Hot chocolate and churros are the greatest combination. One of the greatest, anyway. Next fact. Yellow and red stimulates hunger. Apparently. Picture all of the major fast food joints in your country. What does McDonald's, KFC, Popeyes, and Chick-fil-A have in common aside from being fast food giants? I'll give you a second to guess. Time's up. All of their logos and branding have elements of red and yellow. Red and yellow. This is because red and yellow psychologically, stimulate hunger.
Colors are very powerful.
There are over 100 ways to cook an egg. 100 ways to cook an egg. Eggs are used in a main dish, or eggs are used as a main dish in baking and even desserts such as flan and pudding. I've never had flan before. Is it good? If you've had flan before, comment down below. In fact, the traditional chef's toque, T-O-Q-U-E, French, had 100 folds to symbolize the mastery of cooking 100 sense. A lot of baby books have a lot of red on them, don't they? Next fact. Mozart once sold more CDs than Beyonce. Yeah, you heard that right. I'm gonna say that again. Mozart once sold more CDs than Beyonce. A composer of classical music sold more CDs than a pop star. Can you believe that? This friendly competition between two musical greats may sound like a pipe dream, but it's one of the interesting facts that actually happened. The Universal Music Group released a box set for Mozart's 225th death anniversary in 2016. Rest in peace to Mozart, by the way. With 200 discs of Mozart's work in each set. Each disc was counted as one CD sold. Get the last box set and listen for yourself. Well, I'm not into classical music. Maybe you guys are, but, well, there are a few bits of classical music that, they have meme potential, so, But, wow, that's still pretty crazy. The filmmakers of Saw paid for Jigsaw to have its own seat. Jigsaw the Puppet is the face of the grisly Saw franchise. Whether you're a sadist who enjoys the films, or you're one of the people who just looked away, one of the interesting facts about Saw is that Jigsaw once got its own plane seat. Now, I thought they were talking about a theater seat. James Wan and Leigh Whannell, I'm guessing those were like people in charge of Jigsaw in one way, or Saw, whatever. Those two guys paid for Jigsaw to have a seat on a flight from Melbourne to Los Angeles. Imagine how its seatmate felt. Well, maybe the seatmate was like a fan of horror movies. You never know. Or maybe they were crapping themselves on the entire flight. Next fact. Colorblind people have better night vision. Really? Okay. Since colorblind people perceive colors differently, they can see camouflage colors that can't be detected by regular eyes. I wish I was colorblind. No, just kidding. The close door button on an elevator doesn't do anything. Excuse me, what? Hold on, I gotta look more into this. Most elevators in the U.S. are modeled after the Americans with Disabilities Act. Namely, they come with braille and voice prompts. Additionally, these elevators are made to close in 3 seconds. The default time ensures that people with disabilities can board safely. Basically, the button you jab in a rush doesn't even do anything. The actual closed door function can only be accessed by workers and emergency respondents with a key. Well, now you know. The next time you're in a rush and you go in an elevator, don't bother hitting that button. The Jaws shark is named Bruce. Brucey, like from Finding Nemo. Or maybe the Finding Nemo shark was named after the Jaws shark, because Jaws came first. The animatronic shark in the Jaws film franchise is called Bruce. The shark was named after Steven Spielberg's attorney, Bruce Raymer. Well, what better way to name a prop for your movie franchise than your attorney? By the way, if you hear my computer's fans in the background, I apologize. I'm working off of a Mac, an iMac, so bear with me. Just use it as white noise. That's my suggestion. Anyway, back to the facts. White chocolate isn't actually chocolate. Aside from the pineapple on pizza debate, which is disgusting, by the way, white chocolate is one of the most polarizing food items that has divided nations. Me personally, I enjoy white chocolate. I would even go as far as to say that white chocolate is better than regular milk chocolate. Yeah, that's right, you heard me. Sorry, the website rebooted for me for some reason. Okay. Whichever one you prefer, the hard truth is that white chocolate isn't really chocolate. It doesn't contain cocoa solids. Instead, white chocolate is made of cocoa butter, milk, and sugar. There you go. Well, still, I enjoy it more than regular chocolate. Sue me. Scrunched is the longest word with one syllable. In the English language, scrunched is the longest one-syllable word. Other examples are screeched, schlepped, scratched, scrunched, scrunched, and stretched. A lit candle creates 1,000,000 tiny diamonds per second. That's crazy. I've lit candles before in my life, and I've produced millions and millions of tiny diamonds without even realizing it. I could be rich right now. Damn, what a wasted opportunity. According to a 2011 study, 1.5 million diamond nanoparticles, nanoparticles, are created by a candle's flame for each second it burns. However, the nanoparticles are quickly burned away by the flame. Oh, never mind about getting rich then. Coffee beans can cure bad breath. Coffee beans are a known odor neutralizer. Perfume shops even make customers sniff coffee beans when trying different fragrances. However, you must chew them if you're really going for deodorizing. Drinking coffee can actually worsen your breath through bacteria. So you're telling me I have to chew coffee beans almost like gum in order to really improve my breath? Science, I swear. This next fact is one I actually heard of before. I don't know how true it is, but flowers grow faster with music. We've all encountered the age-old question of, do plants have feelings? Fellows with a green thumb would definitely argue yes, but it's still being studied by science. However, plants have been shown to respond to certain stimuli in the most interesting ways. For example, playing a lullaby to plants make them grow faster. However, they tend to wilt or die with heavier music, so don't play like grunge rock or heavy metal with your plants. Plants may or may not have feelings, but they sure are gentle souls. Ain't that the truth? Metrophobia is the fear of poetry, not metro buses or the subway, even though it sounds like it. If you don't remember your literature classes as a good time, you may have had this phobia. The prefix metro comes from meter, which refers to the standard structure of a poem. Okay. Next one. Andy's dad from Toy Story was not animated due to budgeting concerns. So, he didn't divorce Andy's mom. Or maybe he did. Who knows? I don't know the lore. We may have seen the rest of Andy's family, but his father remains unseen. Originally, Andy's dad was supposed to make an appearance in the films. However, it takes a lot to render a 3D character, so it was scrapped in the end. I don't know why it says it was scrapped. They should have said he was scrapped. But that sounds sad. Kind of morbid, actually. The first Morse code message was strong sounds. Like, the boop, 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 The first Morse code message was taken from the Bible passage, Numbers 23:23. It was recorded on a paper tape. It was made by Samuel Morse and Alfred Lewis Vail. Crayola's flesh color was renamed peach. Whether you noticed in your crayon boxes through the years or not, one of the interesting facts about this childhood brand is this color rename. Since flesh comes in many different colors, it was deemed racist to say that just one color or skin tone counts as flesh. Crayola didn't want to deal with backlash. They didn't want to be called racist. So, there you go. The average person spends 60% of a conversation talking about themselves, while very self-centered. Interestingly, the number reaches 80% when it comes to social media interactions. Well, that makes sense. It is social media. Blue is the most common favorite color worldwide. According to data from global marketing firms, blue is the world's most common favorite color. It is closely followed by purple. Which actually makes sense because blue is pretty closely related to purple in terms of looks. So, there you go. Continuing on with this color theme, yellow is the most common highlighter color. Yellow is a preferred highlighter shade because it doesn't leave a shadow on the paper once photocopied, which makes sense, understandable. You can survive solely on potatoes and butter. Doesn't sound very appetizing. I feel like if I ate only potatoes and butter for the rest of my life would get very, very boring and very sad. In the right amounts, potatoes and butter could keep a person alive indefinitely. However, potatoes are all carbs and butter is high in cholesterol. You may survive, but you probably develop a condition over time, which is why you gotta prioritize a variety of foods. Take that home with you. An awkward silence takes 4 seconds to be considered awkward. In the US, a 4-second lull in conversation quickly turns into an awkward silence. However, it differs with each culture. Cashews are a fruit. Yeah, you heard me correctly. Cashews are a fruit. Not a nut, a fruit. The cashew nuts are actually the seed that grows outside of the fruit. 18 newborns can be switched at birth daily. If you're ever worried whether you were switched at birth, it may be likely. On average, 18 babies can be sent to the wrong delivery rooms. However, cases of being switched at birth are usually identified immediately. If that makes you think, are you with the wrong family? Have I been growing up with the wrong family this entire time? Who knows? Most of your house dust is your dead skin. Oh God. The next time you get mad at all the dust in your place, remember that it's your fault. Humans lose 30,000 to 40,000 dead skin cells each minute. So aside from the dust from the streets, most of the dust bunnies gunking up your house probably came from you. How's that for interesting facts? That'll change your perspective. That does change your perspective. I mean, it changes mine. Like all those dust bunnies you find on your windowsills and maybe underneath your bed. Most of it business that he started with his brother, Adolf Addy Dassler, established his own company upon their separation in 1949. The founder named his brand Adidas as a contraction of his name. More interesting facts about shoes. Addy's brother, Rudolf Dassler, was the founder of Puma. So I guess Adidas and Puma have a sibling rivalry kind of situation. Hamburgers weren't named after ham. Astonishing, I know. If you've ever been a curious kid, you probably wondered where the ham was in hamburgers. Now your inner child would be happy to know that hamburgers were actually named after the German city of Hamburg. Hamburger. Makes sense. And I actually knew that one. Because, gotta keep up the nerd persona. Fire moves faster uphill. One of the fundamental rules of science is that heat rises. As such, a fire would move faster uphill than downhill or laterally. For example, a forest fire at the base of a mountain would spread faster towards the mountain incline rather than spreading around the base. So, if you live in a fire-prone area and your house or apartment, wherever you live, is on a hill, be cautious. Cheddar cheese is not really orange. Originally, the color of cheese changes with the seasons because of the cow's diet. You might be wondering why you bring cows into this. Cow's milk. You use milk to make cheese. Oh, excuse me. I'm keeping that in. During the summer or spring, the beta-carotene in grass makes cows produce yellow cheese. On the other hand, fall and winter cause them to eat hay instead, producing whiter cheese. With that, farmers started dyeing the cheese since people preferred the yellow ones. The feeling of falling when half asleep is called a hypnic jerk. I actually found out about this recently. It sounds like an insult, but I'm sure we've all experienced being startled awake because of the feeling of falling. Yes, I have plenty of times. Scientifically, there is still no explanation for why we get hypnic jerks. However, anxiety, caffeine, and physical activity close to bedtime make a hypnic jerk more likely. They are also more frequent in younger people. And I drink caffeine on a regular basis, and I'm young, so that's probably why I get them a lot. Prescription bottles are tinted to prevent spoiling. Yes, apparently prescription drugs spoil. Bottles of prescription meds are tinted orange or light brown to prevent UV light from degrading pills through chemical reactions. There we go, science back at it again. Elephants are pregnant for 2 years. God damn. Elephant pregnancy is the longest out of any mammal. Their calves take 2 years in the womb to develop fully. This lengthy process is why an elephant will only have 4 or 5 offspring in its lifetime, which makes sense. Imagine a human woman being pregnant for 2 years. I can't even. Swearing can relieve pain. A Kiel University study revealed that volunteers who used profanity could endure pain 50% longer than those who did not curse. So swearing is good for your health. So the next time you stub a toe, just let out an F-bomb, or just say shit, or say bitch, or damn. It'll help. Apollo 11 only had 20 seconds of fuel when it landed. Before the Apollo landing was confirmed with "the Eagle has landed," the crew nearly didn't make it. The Apollo crew had to fly manually instead of following the plotted trajectory to dangerous areas. As such, it cut down on their fuel. Before the successful landing, the 30-second fuel warning had already passed. People used bread as an eraser before. What a waste of bread. Before Edward Name invented the eraser in 1770, people used rolled up pieces of white bread to erase things. Baby rabbits are not called kittens. Wait, what? Baby bunnies are called kits, which isn't short for kittens, as the internet has led many to believe. Mother rabbits can have up to 10 to 12 kits per litter. A classic violin is made with 70 different pieces of wood. Yes sir, 70 different pieces of wood. Hold on, this website keeps resetting itself. I think it's because I'm on the phone and it works better on a computer. Associated with class and elegance, the earliest version of a violin emerged in the 1500s in Italy. The first known creator of the violin was Andrea Amati. That sounds like a she name, but okay. He had been commissioned by the Medici family to create an instrument like a lute, but easier to play. And that's how the violin was born. People born blind experience dreams of emotions, sounds, and smells instead of images. Dreams are a product of our subconscious that is influenced by the stimuli we encountered in waking hours. For people who were born blind, their dreams manifest in other sensations such as smells and sounds. Flamin' hot Cheetos once made parents panic. One of the interesting facts about your favorite snack: when a kid eats I think it's supposed to say too many Flamin' Hot Cheetos, the chemicals turn their stool red. Oh my. Medically speaking, red stool indicates serious intestinal problems, possibly internal bleeding. You can imagine why the parents reacted like that. Yeah, that actually makes sense. It does. So don't eat too many Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Eat the recommended amount. Margarine used to be pink. Yeah, what a segue that was. In the 1880s, margarine was dyed pink to prevent buyers from confusing it with butter. Films used to be hand-painted to have color. As early as 1902, films were colorized by a lengthy process of hand-painting each frame. Imagine how long that took. Oprah's name isn't Oprah. I don't know why I had trouble reading that. On paper, Oprah's real name is listed as Orpah, a biblical figure. However, people often mispronounced it, which is why she took on Oprah Winfrey as her name. Pencil means paintbrush. It's one of the interesting facts that sound like we're kidding, but we're serious. According to this website, the word pencil comes from the old French word pincel, which translates to a small paintbrush. Even though you don't really paint with it, you write and maybe draw with it, but okay. Keeping with the pencil theme, the oldest surviving pencil was from the 1600s. The world's oldest pencil was found on the roof of an old German house while it was being renovated. Stationery brand Faber-Castell has since acquired the pencil. Machu Picchu is 100% handmade. Yeah, you heard that correct. Machu Picchu is the best remaining example of Incan engineering. No tools, wheels, or animals were used in construction front can help with digestion. Sleeping in a free fall position has been linked to lessening heartburn. Sleeping life hack. Musicians have shorter lifespans. Oh. Apparently musicians live fast and die hard. According to a University of Sydney study, the average lifespan of a musician is 25 years shorter than the average U.S. population. The study examined artists' deaths between 1950 and June 2014. I guess don't become a musician then, if you want to live a long life. Singing in a group boosts one's mood. Maybe those Glee kids had it right all along. According to multiple studies, singing as a part of a group provides different physical and emotional benefits. Singing with others releases hormones like oxytocin and cortisol into the bloodstream, making us feel happy and reducing stress. The longest reigning king in the United Kingdom was George III. Yes, that George III from Hamilton. Reigning for over 59 years, George III had the longest run as king in the history of the royal family. The human attention span is now shorter than a goldfish's. What is humanity going to? Oh my god. In 2000, the average human attention span was 12 seconds. However, scientists have since claimed that we now have shorter attention spans of around 8.25 seconds than a goldfish who can focus for 9 seconds. We're getting dumber than goldfishes now. What is this? Birds have hollow bones which help them fly. Birds are unique creatures with many interesting facts to feature. However, one of their more creepy features is their hollow bones. Deep inside, birds are pretty much paper maches. While humans have dense bones filled with marrow, most birds of flight have only air and struts in their bones. So their bones are easier to break. That's what I'm getting at. Talking in your sleep is known as somniloquy. Sleep talking is scientifically known as somniloquy. Much like sleepwalking and sleep paralysis, it is a sleeping disorder. It's not really a serious condition, but it can be treated and avoided. All your hair is dead. One of the more disturbing yet interesting fun facts: all the hair on your head is dead except for the follicles. Other than the part in the epidermis, the hair that grows out is made of dead cells. Your nails also follow the same principle. Hair and nails are both made of the protein keratin. Next fact: Leonardo da Vinci only has 15 existing paintings. Despite being one of the most proliferous painters of the Renaissance, Leonardo da Vinci's portfolio isn't too extensive. Because of his tendency to procrastinate and experiment, I procrastinate a lot. Da Vinci only had a record of 15 finished paintings. Wow. I may procrastinate, but I have like thousands of videos on my main channel and over 100 on this one, so. Shoes can take up to 1,000 years to break down. And I don't mean break down like dance. I mean like decompose. If you thought clothes took crazy long to decompose, you'd have to look down at your shoes. Depending on different materials such as EVA and other foams, the average shoe will take 1,000 years before it is fully broken down. Wow. So your shoes, or all of your shoes, will outlive you. That's crazy to think about. 8 million tons of garbage are added in the ocean per year. The average person makes about 2 kilograms of waste each day. Damn! Talking uses 100 muscles. Introverts, you're all valid. Talking really is a chore, not just mentally, but physically. To form a few phrases, the body must use 100 different muscles from the chest, neck, jaw, tongue, and lips. Imagine how buff chatty people would be if these muscles bulked up. Yeah, you would have like fat ass lips. The website keeps like crashing on me, so I think I might do a few more facts and then make a part 2. 10 Google searches can power a 60-watt light bulb. At any point in time, the overall energy being used by Google for searches can power 200,000 homes. Wow. Google's powerful, bro. Beer is the most popular alcoholic drink in the world. In 2016, nearly 50 billion gallons of beer was consumed worldwide. That's a lot of beer. It took 12 years to paint Mona Lisa's lips. 12 years just for lips, Jesus. Leonardo da Vinci took a sweet time on his masterpiece. Mona Lisa's pretty pucker took 12 years to paint. Yes, just the lips. Just lips. The first cell phone call was made in 1973. Motorola engineer Martin Cooper made the first handheld cellular phone call on April 3rd, 1973. And we've been using handheld phones ever since. 70% of cell phones are manufactured in China. I think we all knew that one. In December 2019, 175.29 million cell phones were produced in China. Huawei, Oppo, Vivo, and Realme are all Chinese phone companies that dominate the mobile phone market. None of those hold a flame to Apple, though, let's just be honest. The Fender Guitar Company makes 90,000 guitar strings a day. Fender may be one of the biggest music companies, but its founder, Leo Fender, did not actually know how to play any instruments. Just because you don't know how to do something doesn't mean you can be the doesn't mean you can't be the CEO of whatever thing you can't do. Just look at Mr. Leo Fender over here. The inventor of the television banned TV from his home. When Philo Farnsworth invented the television in 1927, he intended it to be a learning instrument that could possibly end wars. However, once TV was commercialized, he came to regret his invention. As a result, he did not allow his household to watch television. Definitely one of the more ironic yet interesting facts. True. 90% of the Earth's organisms are insects. Out of the estimated 1.5 million species of organisms on the planet, insects take up 2/3 of that amount. Wow. That's pretty crazy. Anyways, the website lagged out on me again, so I'm gonna have to finish the video off here and make this a part 2. And I've been recording for 45 minutes at this point anyway, so yeah, I have quite the amount of editing to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below your most favorite fact that I gave out in this video. And yeah, other than that, hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, give me one of these. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And with that said, this has been your boy, Jackson ASMR. And I will see you guys next Sunday with another video. Doodles.